Crafters, this is Debbie, and we are going to be making a card today. It's a 4-pocket card, and it opens like this, and it opens like this, and like this, and it has all these little cards that go into these pockets. And what you can do, you can use these for photo mats and make you put your little pictures of your grandkids in there, or your children or whatever, and send them to the grandparents. I know I would love to get something like that. None of my grandkids are paper crafters, so I won't. That's all right. But anyway, that's the card we're making today. And we're going to start out with a whole sheet of paper. And first thing we're going to do, hang on, I'm making sure I've got my dimensions straight. We're going to make sure we got the right side up. And then we're going to score our paper. And I'm trying to keep this in focus so I don't have my regular lines to. And we're going to score it at 4 inches. And we're going to score it at 8 inches. And make sure you get the right, come on, Brian. Make sure you get the right blade. Let me see. I want to make sure I've got these dimensions straight. Cut it 4 and 8. We're going to turn it. We're going to score it at 3 1/2 and 8 3/4. So 3 1/2 and 8 and 3/4. And we are done with that. We're going to take our scissors and make sure I get the right part at the top. Hold on. Okay. We're going to cut on, well, we're going to fold it and burnish. Sorry, I've got my little dog in the room with me. Sugar, hush. The neighbor's dog is barking and she has to help out. Let's see, this is, okay. We're going to cut. We need to make a little mark up here to make sure that we know that this is the top. Then we're going to cut on this score line. Okay, and then we're gonna, and this is a scrap. Then we're going to cut on this score line, and on the bottom we're going to cut up, and And then on this one, I'm going to cut diagonally. Then we're going to, this is really an easy card to make. Now, we're going to fold this one up. We're going to fold this one up. We're going to fold this one over. And we're going to fold this one over. And we're going to trim this one. We're going to trim this one just a bit. I'm going to take our punch. Well, a circle die. We don't have circle punches anymore. We're going to punch right there. Let's see. And we're going to punch right there. And I'm going to put the tiniest little line here. And normally I don't do lines, I just do dots, but well, I guess dots will work. And there I have that pocket. Let's see, yeah, I do think dots will work better. That paper's big enough, it's not going to slide out of there. And another thing is, if you make a mistake, you can take your spatula and you take your pick tool, and you can, when it's just little dots, you can slide it in there without ripping your paper to pieces. I make a lot of mistakes. Now, you may be one of those people that never makes mistakes, and woohoo, good for you. I'm not that person. And I'm going to glue this one down. How easy was that? And now you fold this up, fold this down, you fold that over, you fold that over, and if it's hang on, fold this back. If it's resistant, you've got a little overlap, and just fold it. And that's another reason you don't want to put too much glue there, because it's easier to go in and trim. Let's see, is that better? Okay. There we go. Oh. And it says in the directions that you may have to trim a little off. I got this. Let me see. Now let me give credit where credit's due. The name of her site is Really Robin Stamps. She designed this card. I think she designed this card. It's where I saw it anyway. Of course, you never know. I looked and I didn't see any more videos on this particular card, so I'm assuming that she designed it. Okay, so this one folds up, this one folds down, this one folds over. And what is this one? We're gonna, and she did say that you might have to do a little trimming, which is okay, because it's a stinking cute card when you're done. You have a lot of layers here that you're trying to, there we go, that you're trying to fold over. There we go. All right. Now, we're going to take a piece of cardstock. And we are going to cut 1.5 inch strip off of this end. And this is supposed to be a belly band, but I didn't do that. You can. Okay, then we're going to cut 2 3/4. going to turn that, and we're going to cut it at 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. This is a scrap. And then we're going to cut this piece at 4 long ways. We're going to cut this, we're going to turn it and cut it long ways at 4 1/2. And then we're going to turn this, and we're going to cut this at 3 1/4. Then we're going to cut it again at 3 1/4. This is a scrap. Then this piece we're going to turn long ways, and we're going to cut this at 4 3/4. And this is a scrap. Get the scissors out of the way. And then we're going to open up our card. And this piece never comes out right for me. I don't know why. I think she must have made a faux pas on her directions. Let me cut that. Oh, I see. Okay, wait, that needs to be 3 3/4. I keep cutting it the way she did too, but okay. This goes here. This goes here. This one goes here. It's a very easy card to put together. The only part that's confusing is the white part. But anyway, there you go. Cute, cute, cute. Now, let's work on our stamping. Oh. I like to ink the edges. To me, it just looks done. And this one, I inked all the inside and outside, but you don't want to sit there and watch me ink that whole cotton picking thing. Okay. Am I still in frame? I changed my tabletop, so I'm not always real sure if I'm still in frame or not. Then I'm going to put a little dotty here, a little dotty there, a little dotty there. I like to matte him on the white. I think it makes him pop on these lighter colors. There. Now, let's do some stamping. Oh, sugar. My little dog is very upset with me. She doesn't want to be in this room. Now, I'm going to use the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. I'm also going to use the Happy out of the Pretty Perennials, because I just like that one. If you'll lay your stamp down, and then keeps your stamp from being crookeds. Sometimes when you go to put them, they bend and then they're not straight. Nobody wants a crookeds. What do I do in my envelope with all my stuff? Okay, well, that scrap right there, we'll use that one. I'm going to take my Memento Black. I'm going to have to get me a little stick and glue it to my table so I don't stay out of frame. I'm notorious about that. Especially when I've zoomed this camera in. When it's zoomed out, There we go. And I will trim that down later. We are going to use the stem and the little flowers. And when you put your stamps on these blocks, you want to get the smallest block that you can fit the stamp on. If you have too big a block, then you get that ring around the stamp. I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo for the flowers, because I love me some Flirty Flamingo. I think that is the prettiest color. And I almost forgot my little center. I need to take my stamps in the kitchen and wash them off there. When they get dirty, they don't want to stick. And I'm going to stamp the center of my little flowers. With Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp this with Evening Evergreen. Since I got my stamp dot out, I'll just use that. It'll make it pop a little more than it did on that original one. I used the matching color and it doesn't show up quite as well. Oh yeah, that's going to show up real good. Okay. Get this out of the way. And the reason I'm not using my stamping trimmer is because I tried to cut a silicone mat with my stamping trimmer. And a little word of advice, don't do that. Because I dulled my blades real bad. I knew better, but, you know, what are you going to do? Live and learn. I thought, oh, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, and jacked up my trimmer blades. Now, I get these little snack size bags and I put all my dies in them. I use the vent covers when I can get them, but right now Walmart does not have the vent covers, so I'm using snack bags. You cut this paper 3 inches and it gives you plenty of room to work. Line up your die. You're out of focus again. I gotta tell you, I love this mini trimmer. I have just about worn these cutting pads out. I have cut so much stuff with these. Squeeze them together real good. And I've seen on YouTube where a lot of people are asking, do you have to hold this thing down when you turn it? I have to hold my Big Shot down when I turn it, so I don't understand that question. It's small, it weighs 1.5 pounds, and I think people are worried that this thing is not going to cut good because it's so small. This thing cuts awesome. There is nothing wrong with the way this thing cuts. Let's see, where's my flowers? Let me put this one back in here before I lose. This very easy to lose your little teeny tiny dies. Ask me how I know. It's the little bags until I can get me a... Okay, and then I've got my little teeny tiny... I love this. This stamp set also cuts out the little peaches. It cuts out these flowers or the peaches to fit... to fit inside of the little stem. My little dog's trying to climb up on my lap. She wonders who I'm talking to. She wants me to open the door and let her out. She doesn't like being in this room. I don't know why. Of course, she doesn't like, she's afraid of a lot of things. I got her from a shelter and she was abused, so there's no telling what will set her off. Now, close this before we have an oopsie. And I saw today they said that if you will just, squeeze it like that, you won't get ink all over everything. But that's not true. Oh, so much for my brand new tabletop. I guess vinyl does okay. Let's see. I'm going to trim this down. Okay. Now, let's finish this guy up. Where's my little... Everything in my craft room seems to be in a different place today. I just took every computer and everything off of this table to cover it with some contact paper. And so, we're still getting everything figured out. Now I'm going to put a couple dimensionals here. Yes, sugar, Mama's talking to herself, honey. She said, Mama, are you okay? She said, you don't usually talk to yourself. Dimensions right. It's going to be okay, Chug. Come here, baby. You want to see my little dog? She wants in my lap. Okay, and I'm going to put this here. Okay, I'm going to put this one right here. I see these people that make these YouTubes and they make everything look so smooth. I cut all these pieces out ahead of time and it just never looks smooth for me. It's okay, Shug. Mama's almost done. She's shaking like a leaf. She doesn't know what's going on. She don't care for it. She's not normally a shaker, but there, you know, riding in the car. There we go. Now, if you want, you can put a belly band around it. I'm not a big fan of belly bands, but if you want, you can do it. I'm going to take this one off. Where's my little spatula? And these are real good for lifting glue dots too. This little spatula thing here. I got that happy too big. I'm going to trim it down. Sugar, you're not making this easy, sweetheart. There. Let's see. Whoopsie. There. And that's our card for the day. Thanks for watching. God bless.